AT&T West. So follow me this way. We're going to see if we can find a couple of fans. We are infiltrating enemy territory. The Cowboy fans are doing it right. We got the signage. We got the great food. We got the inflatables. Thoughts on today's game?
We're going to beat the shit out of them.
Woo! You see this right here? How do you feel about today's game?
We better win, that's all I know.
How do you feel about Dak Prescott after last week's performance?
Dak Prescott has been very consistent with the division. He has took us back-to-back 12-5 seasons. You know what I mean? He has winning records above. You can say what you want about the past 7 years, but on our division, he has been owning it for years.
Are you a Dak rider or are you a Dak hater?
Before he broke his finger, I was a rider. Now, nah. They need to let him go now.
You know Dak Prescott's watching this right now, right? Actually follows the CanFan podcast.
Look.
Woo! Let's go!
Let's go, baby! Cowboy Nation, son! Let's go! Cowboy Nation represents! Cowboy Nation represents! Let's go!
Crack him if you got him.
Crack him if you got him, son. All day, every day.
Crack him if you got him, Seattle.
Here we are at Lumen Field. And is that a Harry Potter reference? Maybe. I don't know. I've casted a lot of Lumen spells.
Lumen videos.
We want to see Deuce represent. We want to see him repeat. I want some repeats. And I don't need 3 beats if they repeat.
I don't need 3 beats
I don't need
if
3
they
beats.
repeat.
If they repeat. Let's go.
You don't think we're gonna make the postseason?
Maybe wild card.
So this is
Maybe wild card.
This is where I'm like, I'm good for a good ribbing, but like to say we're not gonna make the postseason, now I can't even argue with you. Because you've oh god.
You know it too. You know it.
Who's your quarterback?
Fucking you got it.
This is our year.
Look at those dudes. Look at those dudes. Look at those dudes. Look at those dudes. Let's go!
Let's go, Cowboys! Let's go, baby! Cowboys Nation showing up!
Most pristine athletes in modern history playing in the NFL. Even the offensive linemen are incredibly athletic. I mean, these guys are over 300 pounds, and you know they can
Not only the size, but the speed of the linemen. Are you kidding
fly
me?
on the field.
You're telling me a guy that's 330 pounds meant to block a guy that's 290 pounds is faster than me, a sporty 240?
High 240. High 240. High 240.
I could beat anyone.
Yeah, even though can't get excited about anything, crack him if you got him.
I can get excited. I can get excited. 3-7, that gets me excited. Just the wrong way. 3-7, you talk about getting excited. 3-7 gets me excited.
Well, you see that I didn't even let the intro.
You didn't
music
even
go.
get to the beat drop.
I didn't get to the beat drop. I think when I have
Crack
to
me if you got him.
Crack me if you got him. When I have to operate AJ's side, it throws me off a little bit. But here, let me get one of these in me.
Yeah, get it in you. Get it in you, kid. Crack me if you got him, son. Like you just mentioned, AJ's not in the house. He's still sick. And because we traveled to Dallas, Texas on Monday, he's got to get better. So he's on the mend right now.
He was so sick that he didn't even show up to our live stream.
I know.
No, I'm sorry, I don't mean in person. He wasn't even in the chat.
Not
So
even in the chat. You know, he was messed up.
does he show up into the chat tonight?
I don't know.
We'll see.
He
Maybe
might.
not.
Maybe not. Maybe
When he's not here, he's just not here.
He's not here. We don't even talk about him. We did miss because the game we had a Monday night game. We usually do the episode after the hangover. We didn't do that yesterday because we figured we were hopping on tonight.
Yep.
So we'll quickly just very fast touch on the ass kicking on Monday night.
The molly-whopping.
Which was kind of close until Joe Mixon and the Texans decided to say, yeah, we're done playing with you guys. We're going to put the foot.
30-year-old Joe Mixon showed us why he still has some gas in the tank.
And every running back in the NFL looks amazing against the Dallas Cowboys. But, hey, we're past that. We're past that. Cowboys are 3-7, which is wild. Shaping up to be one of the worst seasons since 2020 or 2015, however far back you want to go. But those were the two really terrible seasons in the last little bit that I can think of. And to, I guess, have our nose rubbed in it, we decided to bring on the fellas from the Balling and Burgundy podcast, John and Justin. What's up, fellas?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes, indeed. We are back. We are back once again. If you're not aware, get familiar. It is I, John, representing the Balling and Burgundy podcast. Instead of Chris with a K this week, I had decided to bring my boy, the OG Justin, in with me today.
Justin Tutty.
Oh, what is up?
What up, Justin? We appreciate having you guys on. And we had you guys on in the summer, and we were
trashing.
We were a lot cockier than we're still going to be cocky tonight.
Yeah, of course we're going to be cocky.
We're still going to be cocky tonight, but we appreciate you guys hopping on. Washington's off to an amazing start. Before we get into anything, do you guys want to just shout out your socials real quick?
Absolutely. If you guys haven't already, liked and subscribe on the Ball and Birdie podcast at BIB Podcast 22 on Twitter, at Ball and Birdie Podcast, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. We're on the road to 500 subscribers. That is my wish list for Christmas. We're sitting at 407 as of right now, so we're about 93 away. Got another month or so left. So if we can get there before Christmas, I might have to divulge into a giveaway at Christmas time. But we'll cross that path when we get there.
A giveaway announcement.
Might have to. Maybe I got an autograph, from a former, Redskin player in the archives.
Are you allowed to say the R word?
If First Take can say it, so can I.
Yeah, I guess so. Guys, again, like I said, we appreciate having you on. We're just gonna kind of have an open, kind of just an open chat. We have a few things we'll end up pulling up, but again, coming off your guys' loss to an NFC East foe, the Eagles. Yeah. Now you have the Dallas Cowboys coming up. You've seen your team struggle a tiny little bit, not in not even shape or form compared to the Dallas Cowboys. But how do you guys feel about facing Dallas coming off a couple game slide?
Justin, you want to start on this one?
Yeah, I can. I mean, it's any given Sunday. You could win, you could lose. I mean, it's no different from any other opponent.
Well, unless you're a Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, you just lose this year.
Okay?
You just lose.
I mean, hey, I hope for that for y'all. No offense, but I'm maybe a little worried because it's rivalry, and you know how rivalry games go.
Yep,
it's always back and forth. It could be low scoring, it could be high scoring. I don't know. We'll see on Sunday.
Well, that's interesting that you said that, because I was telling the guys that when the Cowboys were cruising in 12-5 seasons, it doesn't the records kind of go out the window during NFC East battles a little bit. Crazy shit happens. We've seen terrible NFC East teams beat good NFC East teams on any given Sunday. Do I think the Dallas Cowboys can go out there and beat the Washington Commanders on Sunday? No, I don't. I don't feel very confident at all in it. Has crazier stuff happened? Yeah, it has. I mean, the Jaden Daniels and the Commanders are looking a little bit less scary than they did the first, month and a half into the season. They look like a couple teams may have figured out what to do against one of your main receivers, Terry McLaurin, your main receiver, Terry McLaurin. But Cowboys are getting a couple guys back. But if you had to attack the Dallas Cowboys defense, one, are you even scared of the Dallas Cowboys defense? And two, what do you do to target them?
I am worried about Micah Parsons, considering he came back with I guess, a vengeance, maybe against podcasters, not against, NFL teams. No, Micah is when healthy and motivated, he's one of the best young defensive ends in the league. But something about your linebacking core and your safety room doesn't exactly scream top 10 defense like it did last year.
Right.
So I mean, you're probably gonna have Trayvon Diggs on his dad, Terry McLaurin, throughout the game. You're probably gonna have Jordan Lewis on either Luke or Diami. So I would anticipate our tight ends, Ben Sinnott, John Bates, and Zachary Ertz, the veteran, getting on this action. But really, your run defense.
Yeah, I mean, So you just so you know, just a little bit, Jordan Lewis didn't play last game, so I don't know if he will play this week, but continue.
But yeah, your run defense, that anything can run through that. I've seen tanks, I've seen RC cars, I've seen the float run through your defensive line. So I think we can get B-Rob and Eckler or Jerry McNichols going, and even Jaden using his legs a little bit. Y'all are going to give up at least 150 rushing yards on Sunday.
Yeah, the interesting thing about that, like you see these big scores, right? You see these 34-6, 34-10s in the last couple weeks. I mean, obviously the Lions did what the Lions did to the Cowboys, but we're just going to talk about the last couple weeks with the Cowboys. Lost to the Texans 34-10, lost to the Falcons. No, who was it before that? Who did Cooper Rush start for? I'm already checking out of everything.
The Falcons.
The Falcons. Was that no, that wasn't the Falcons game. Who was before?
I'll tell you right
check the schedule.
You guys had San Francisco. You guys won.
No. We were actually
Eagles.
Eagles. Duh.
Yeah, Eagles.
Okay,
Duh.
Eagles. So we had the Eagles beat us. The Eagles beat us 34-6. Then the Texans beat us 34-10. Right. So you'd see that those numbers, and you would expect that it was the defense that lost the game, right? Which couldn't be any further from the truth. The defense has actually kept the Cowboys in the game as long, like until about the third to fourth quarter, and then you can only do so much with Cooper Rush against the Eagles throwing for 44 fucking yards. Like a defense can only do so much. And then last week, same thing. The defense played relatively well up into the fourth quarter, but then the offense was doing everything they could in their power to lose the game. You had a fumble that was returned for a touchdown. You had a fake punt that they did deep in their own half that ended up going up for a point. So I know the defense looks bad, especially when you see Joe Mixon coming off a 3-touchdown game. But the defense hasn't been the issue with the Cowboys this season. The issue has been Cooper Rush right now is averaging 8 points a game.
Yep.
You're not beating anybody with that. I don't care. Like the Commanders can score a touchdown and a field goal and you win essentially against him. But I do agree that your running game has a very good chance of rushing for over 150 yards. My thing with the Commanders right now is you are similar to the Cowboys in only having one threat at wide receiver in Terry McLaurin. Like you guys haven't been able to find that true number two. Who do you have? You have Noah Brown, ex-Cowboy. Oh yeah, let's also talk about this. The ex-Cowboys are paying dividends for you guys.
Washington Commanders are the Dallas Cowboys 2022.
But I want to ask Justin this. Like Justin, do you think if the Cowboys come out and just try to shut down Terry McLaurin, who they might be getting Deron Bland back, the Cowboys I'm talking about, if they just go out and just strictly game plan to shut down Terry McLaurin, do you guys have a receiver on the team that's capable of putting up some stats?
Next man up's got to be Brown or both the Browns or even McCaffrey.
Yeah, Luke McCaffrey.
You know, we have nobody else at receiver.
But can any of those guys take over a game in your mind?
I think Brown can. Did he have a 100-yard game with Texans last year? I thought he did.
He had a couple decent games.
Yeah, I mean, Noah Brown's not on the Cowboys, so that means he's able to actually catch the ball now. When he is on the Cowboys,
well, he had that amazing catch to beat the Chicago Bears, that buzzer beater. But that for me as a Cowboys fan, my only hope, and Dan Quinn's going to have a little bit of extra emotion to this game, going against his ex-team, the Dallas Cowboys, who he had coached up Micah Parsons. And if anyone knows how to beat the defense, it's going to be Dan Quinn. He knows those players better than Mike Zimmer right now, the Dallas Cowboys defensive coordinator. But if Terry does get shut down like he did against the Eagles, I don't think you guys have a number two that is capable. So if, John, you were mentioning leaning heavily on the run game, that might be the way to attack the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, lean on the run game and honestly lean on the tight ends. As much as we didn't score a whole lot against Philly last week, Zach Ertz was coming up huge. That really should have been a first down. If they called that a first down initially, we keep going down the field. John Bates keeps blocking well. We can get Ben Sinnott involved, whether it's passing or running as a fullback, what he did at Kansas State. But, Luke will get, a really good throw down the field, and then that's it. Giambi will have a few go routes, and that's about it. And Noah Brown is just a DPI merchant, is what I'm going to dub him now, is because every time you look his way for a big throw, there's DPI.
Yeah. So we're going to bring up right now, we have some stats from PFF, the Dallas Cowboys. We also have the Washington Commanders beside. So you have the Commanders right now 7-4. And then you look down. You got to read those. My eyes are terrible.
Okay, so right now the Commanders are 7-4 with 243 points allowed, and they've scored 308 points. So they're fourth right now for points scored, and they're tied for 19th for points allowed thus far. Do you want me to go down?
Yeah, get the overalls.
So overall, our grades, they're graded 19th. Offense is 9th. Defense is 29th. You're right up there with the Cowboys almost. Special teams is 12th. So if we look on the other side, we got the Cowboys sitting at 3-7. We've scored 187 for points scored, and we've allowed 293 points to us. We're overall 30th. Ugh. Offense is 29th. Defense is 31st. And special teams is 4th. I didn't mention your guys' special team being 12th, but the only thing that looks great on our thing is our boy Brandon Aubrey and Cavante Turpin for our special teams. Everything else sucks.
So guys, what sticks out to you guys?
I wouldn't say Brandon Aubrey is good. He doinked a kick last game.
He did. He did.
Hey, give the guy one. That guy has one. Let's not shit all over the Cowboys.
That's one person we will defend at all costs because he's been the only shining light on this season. He kicked a 64-yarder that then they took off the board last week, which made no sense. Justin, you wanted to chime in?
Yeah, what about the fake punch y'all do?
Well, that's what I meant.
Gosh,
just
listen.
it's like
come on,
I
man.
know.
Don't y'all get this ain't Madden no more? Like, come on, bro.
I trust me. Those two fake punts that they've done, I believe in back-to-back games, were some of the worst fake punts I've ever seen. You throw a ball on a fake punt that doesn't even get past the first down marker. Like what are you trying to prove there? And then just the spot you're on the field. They were deep in their own territory. If you don't successfully convert that fake punt, you're at minimum giving up 3 points. So yeah, no, you make a great point. It obviously doesn't count much against their PFF score. It can't because if it dove into that, it should give them a couple notches down. But obviously the Commanders are ahead of the Cowboys in every category besides special teams. But let's talk about your guys' defense, ranked 29th. I don't know a whole bunch about your defense outside of a couple of the ex-Cowboys that I've been following. I know Dante Fowler Jr.
Who again seemed to be having a fucking career year on the Washington Commanders.
He is. He's 100% having a career. He has 8.5 sacks right now. Yep. He's been a real fucking peach for you guys. Another guy that I wanted the Cowboys to get during the Dan Quinn era was Bobby Wagner. He's leading your guys' team in tackles. You guys got a free agent in Frank Louvu out there also leading up there. He's right up there in tackles. But as far as your defense, why are you guys ranked 29th? Like, I didn't expect your guys' defense to be ranked as low as they are on PFF.
I can probably attest to the last few games being Baltimore, being Chicago, being Pittsburgh, and being Philly. Our pass defense is awful right now outside of Mike Samersell, outside of Frozone. I've told Justin, I've told Chris with a K, I've told Andrew, I've told all of our guys, Rio, Josh, PSN, Reading, and Z. Shout out to the fellas. We need to start having betting odds just against Benjamin St. Just. I always have over under 1.5 defensive pass interference calls per game because we dub him St. Groupie on our team because this man does nothing but grab. Run defense is fine. It's not going to knock your socks off. Pass rush outside of Fowler, who is 4th in the league at 8.5 sacks. And I think he missed a game to start the year. You have Dorrance Armstrong, who's missed, I think, a game this year with like another 4. Frankie Louvu's popping out. Bobby Wagner's doing his thing. We're getting Jordan McGee back. Jonathan Allen's out for the rest of the year, but somehow looks better as a team without Allen, with Derzon Newton, Ferdarian Mathis, and obviously Deron Payne. But that pass defense will give people some passing yards. And if we can't get into the backfield, you guys can, it frees up running lanes.
Well, getting into the backfield should be somewhat easy going against the Cowboys. They lost 3 starting offensive linemen on Monday night. Are they going to be back? I don't know. You got Zach Martin, who left hurt. You got our first round pick this year, Tyler Guyton, who left hurt, and Tyler Smith, who got hurt. So you got 3 of the Dallas Cowboys starting offensive linemen. I think I'd be happy if one of them ends up starting this week. So you have a chance to eat. Dorrance and his buddy Fowler Jr. have a chance to eat against his Dallas Cowboys team.
We'll put it like this. Tyler Smith is what? Or Tyler is a sophomore. Tyler Guyton is a rookie. Zach Martin, who I've said this time and time again, all-pro, Pro Bowler, will have a gold jacket by the end of his career. He's one of the best guards in the past quarter century. If he went on Kansas City, on Buffalo, on Baltimore, he should have like 3 rings by now. One of the best guards to ever play. Just Dallas can never seem to find the finish line. Always a bridesmaid, never the bride. But honestly, if he...
Easy to say that.
Yeah, well, the bridesmaids, the ones out there getting fucked by everybody on the wedding night. So, I mean, that doesn't sound that bad.
I mean, 3 and 7 to get fucked sounds like a bad time.
Yeah, okay, you're not wrong. You got me there.
But you guys have generally had good offensive linemen. Travis Frederick, Zach Martin, Tyron Smith, who's now on the Jets, and who seems to be on the decline of his career. It's going to be interesting because I think Dante will eat. I'm sure I really want Jazon Noon to start popping out and having a few more sacks, but D tackles aren't a sack machine unless your name is Aaron Donald. In that case, you're just terminated. Yeah. You can do whatever the hell he wants to do. But Cooper Rush, based on the last 2 games, will let up a few sacks, whether it's Houston's mediocre D-line, because they have 2 really good edge rushers in Daniil Hunter and Will Anderson, and I didn't hear those names get called at all on Sunday. So, I mean, if we get 4-5 sacks on Cooper Rush, I call that a good day.
Very, very plausible. So I have your guys' last 5 games up. You smacked the Panthers 40-7. You
Absolutely.
barely
with Marcus Mariota, by the way.
With Mariota,
Nails and Marcus Mariota.
I mean, come on. It's the Panthers. You're playing Panthers.
It's the Panthers.
But you still beat them up. You're supposed to beat them up, and you beat them up with your backup quarterback. Yep. So it's still good. The Bears, you barely see what I did there. Barely
beat the Bears.
Stuck by. Very exciting though. We were actually in San Francisco for that week, so we had went to the San Francisco Cowboys game. Obviously, got pretty lit up, and then Monday morning, laying in the Airbnb, I'm like laying there hungover on the couch. And I watched that Hail Mary and watched Dan Quinn running and screaming, and it didn't feel that good. Then you barely beat the Giants at 27-22. Again, they had Daniel Jones at the time, which they don't anymore. Then you lost to the Pittsburgh Steelers and lost to the Philadelphia Eagles.
Man.
How do you guys feel about those last 5 games?
I can stomach just because... Eagles one I can stomach because Saquon Barkley is one of the best backs in the league, and when healthy, he's one of the best backs in all of football. That Steelers game, I will solely blame Benjamin St. Juste and the coverage, because how are you going to let a laundromat, aka washed Mike Williams, come out of Jersey, go to Pittsburgh to let up a touchdown on your Canadian ass?
Whoa. Hey. Whoa. Just because he sucks at football.
Don't blame an entire country off of it.
Just because he sucked. You don't see us blaming the United States of America because Cooper Rush is a fucking loser. Do you?
I'll hear that in like week 18 when you guys play us again. Now, mind you, it was Canadian on Canadian violence because BSJ is also Canadian. So I can blame 2 at once and that equals out.
Oh, I can't wait to dunk on that Canadian ass, man. I cannot wait. But then you look at the Dallas Cowboys last 5 games, and I just want to throw acid in my face. You got the complete smothering by the Detroit Lions. The San Francisco game that we were at, which shows it to seem a lot closer than it was.
It wasn't.
It didn't feel like a 30-24 game. They were beating the Cowboys up all game. Then you have the close Atlanta Falcons game where we lost Dak Prescott, and then the absolute beltings given by the Philadelphia Eagles and the Houston Texans. So at some point you would hope there's a correction to those 5-game losing streak. Does it happen this weekend? Probably not. I think right now the Cowboys, or I'll say the Commanders, are a 10-point favorite. So that's usually a pretty bad sign. Like if you come out as a 10-point favorite, yeah, you guys are at home, but that's a big gap. And I can't remember the last time, even when the last few years when the Commanders, were going through their things and the Cowboys were doing relatively decent. I don't think the spread was even that big between those two teams at that point. So Vegas isn't liking the Cowboys right now, and I don't blame them when you look at their last 5 games. Ad, what do you think?
Oh, so here comes our
Oh, Marquet's up in here.
Marquet, who got schooled by my kid the other night. Average of 30+ points given up, still a good defense.
Yeah,
though.
it's
Yeah,
not. So
I agree.
and we didn't say good defense. We said the defense played all right in the first 3 quarters. Hey, Marquet, I know you have a hard time listening, but listen to me what I say here. The defense played all right for the first 3 quarters, and lack of offense then turned the defense into being tired. Not to mention that offense gave up 7 of those points themselves. So come on, man.
Come on, man.
Get your head out of your ass. Guys,
Hey, thanks for
this
tuning
is
in.
an open forum. What do you guys want to talk about? Do you want to hit up chat a little bit? Do they have any questions for the BIB boys or what?
Well, yeah. I mean,
hear it.
anybody in the chat right now who has any questions for the Ballin and Burgundy boys, Washington Commanders, now's the time to ask. I think the problem that we're having here with the Dallas Cowboys right now, it is not even so much like, and I don't know with any other team, but because we're Cowboy fans, we hear a lot of the Cowboy noise. So the amount of like off-field drama that we get week in, week out, particularly with having, right now in the news after such a slobber knocking of a loss, you have guys like Trevon Diggs and CeeDee Lamb going out and partying that night after the game versus like trying to
What the hell would you do?
Exactly.
Like,
exactly.
I would be out partying too if I was them. I'm in my 20s. I'm like, wow, we suck. I'm gonna go at least do something that's fun.
Yeah. So I mean, like, look, I think where we're coming from on our side, and I want to know from your guys' perspective, and then I'll hit some chat questions for you guys. Being a fan of a different team, does the Dallas Cowboy noise still trickle over to you guys? And how do you factor that into your thoughts of like what the game's going to be? Because the way that I factor in is that all this noise is causing the team to not progress. We're not focusing on business, and we're just trying to scramble and find something to attach ourselves to when the season continues to plummet. But I just want to know from an outsider's perspective, how does that affect your game planning when you're coming into a game like the Cowboys, even though you have no real outcome for the actual game?
Justin, I'll let you start with this one.
Justin's like, I don't even know what the fucking guy asked me right now. I guess the simple question.
Yeah, I have to think a second.
Justin, just wing it. Yeah, just wing it.
I guess just from being our rivals, our division rivals, with the amount of like media coverage we still get as being a 3-7 team, is that a big reason on why you guys hate the Cowboys so much? Like, I want to know what you guys think when you see Cowboys in the news week in, week out, and I never see anything about the fucking Commanders.
Well, normally when you see stuff about the Cowboys, it's laughing. The news is laughable. No offense. This year, at least.
Yeah, timeout this year.
This year.
This easy, Justin. It's like
I'm honest.
It's like 7-4, and you guys forgot about the last 10 years or come on. Let's be civil here.
I'm in my 20s too, dude. You know how many times I was depressed because this Dan Snyder team sucked?
True. Okay.
Please get me going.
Okay, Justin, I'll give you an easier question. It's from our co-host who's sick, who's quarantined right now from whatever the hell he has. Alex says,
over 2042.
Yeah, he goes, Alex, I want to know what the Ballin and Burgundy boys think of the Cowboys that followed Dan Quinn to Washington. Who are your favorites? Who has impressed you the most, and who has not performed as well as you expect? And this is just strictly Cowboy players who have come over to the Washington Commanders.
I mean, they've all performed pretty well.
Yeah, fuck.
I mean, each of those guys had a good game or two. Flowers is the guy who I'm shocked. I didn't think he'd have 8.5 sacks being fourth in the NFL. Like, I thought this guy would get 5 or 6 sacks. But even the pressures and how he plays and his high motors amazed me as a fan. So,
yeah, it's crazy. We were always Fowler fans, and it was hard for him to get reps because he had DeMarcus Lawrence and Micah Parsons ahead of him. But on limited reps last year or the last couple years, the guy would put up decent numbers. And he's obviously bought into Dan Quinn's system, and Dan Quinn sees the type of player he is, and it's worked out for not only you guys, but for Dan Quinn and Fowler Jr. himself. Like, he's getting up there in age, and to be having a career year, to maybe get one last big payday before he retires. I mean, you got to give props to the guy. A guy that I want to ask you guys about that I haven't heard much about. What about Tyler Biotish? How do you guys find him as a center?
I think he's been as advertised. I think he's been consistent, doesn't give up a lot of pressures. The penalties, I think, is just a team issue. Whether it's from Cosme, whether it's from the tackles, whether it's from Allegretti. I've seen one or two from Tyler, but nothing too bad. I think he's given up maybe 2 sacks this season, and Jaden's only taken, I think, 22 when Sam was taking 50 by now. But he's consistent. He's a team leader. I think he'll be at least a captain twice more this season because we're doing this rotating weekly captains thing, which I'm actually enjoying because you guys like Jeremy Reeves, you guys like Luvu and Wagner and Terry and a bunch of guys kind of getting that, I guess, honor or prestige of, hey, I'm being the captain this week. I got to lead my guys. Some weeks better than others at this rate. But I think everyone outside of...
Is that a Dan Quinn thing too? Because I feel like we had that when Quinn was coaching the Cowboys.
Rotating captains, I think it is a Quinn thing. You guys might have had it like periodically, but I remember you guys kind of setting like Dax and Abdi as captain.
Yeah, I think it was strictly defense. I mean, again, I could be just making that up just to try to be relevant with you right now, but
well, I mean, you're not supposed to tell them you're making it up. You're supposed to act like you knew.
But the thing with like Dan Quinn, when you talk about Biotish and these guys like Fowler, like Dan Quinn, when we lost Dan Quinn and he left us, which was probably the best decision he ever made. You know, the whole idea about Dan Quinn being the defensive coordinator versus Mike Zimmer. Zimmer's going to show you a scheme. If you don't get it after the first time, he might help you tweak it. And then if you don't get it, you're out. Dan Quinn would change stuff based on the players that he has. So Dan Quinn was looked at as like a player's coach.
Player's guy.
Where at Mike Zimmer's like, you're going to do it my way, or if you can't do it, it's
you're going to do it my way. You're going to suck. You're not going to stop anyone. Yeah. I will say this too.
Crack him if you got him. Is that
let's get one of those in this, kid. Crack him if you got him.
Oh, get it.
You already know. Crack him if you got him.
Yeah, there it is.
Hey, LaCroix is just as good as cracking.
What flavor? I will judge you.
I got pamplemousse right now.
Okay, that's not bad. I do dig those. I do. Okay, we're going to just pull the Band-Aid off, all right? Pull the screen up. We're going to pull the Band-Aid off. Last time we had these guys up, we had the predictions. We went through predictions. And, of course, us coming off of 3, 12, and 15 seasons, we were pretty confident. We were pretty confident that the Dallas Cowboys were going to have, I would say, at least 10 wins. I would have called you a liar if you told me the Dallas Cowboys weren't going to win 10 games this year. So let's just, like I said, pull the Band-Aid off. John, I know you have our stupid predictions written down. So what do you got? Like, I know you went through, you did some homework. Dish it out on us. We can take it.
I definitely did some homework because I didn't want to come unprepared, unlike a Carolina team half the time. So Chris had you guys by week 12, 5-5. I had you guys 5-6 by week 12, and you guys are currently 3-7. So you guys have disappointed us once again.
Oh, man, I wish we were your guys' predictions.
Yeah.
You guys had us 5, and you guys also had us 5-6 by the time we got you. So we were pretty much in the same boat of 1 game under going into this week. However, we are currently dropping 2 in a row to 7-4. But if we went 500 the rest of the season, we would have a 10-win season. If you guys went 500 the rest of the season, you would have 9 wins.
Yeah, which we would not want at this point.
Yeah, we don't.
No. I take that back. I miscalculated my own head. You guys would have 6 wins.
Okay, that's okay. That might we still might get something there. We might still get a top 10 pick. 6 wins might not get you a top 10 pick, but
well, I think all I'm seeing on this list here is a possible win against the Giants and a possible win against the Panthers.
Yeah, nothing else is looking very, very probable. The remaining,
and then I could see
Washington Giants. Well, you say that Cincinnati, as much as they're throwing up good yards, they keep losing. Tampa Bay's without Chris Godwin and Mike Evans for right now.
Yep.
So you guys could win at least 3 in a row: Cincinnati, Carolina, Tampa Bay.
Yeah, I think that would, again, we're not team tank at all. I want a top 10 draft pick. I want a top 5 draft pick. But during the game, I will never cheer for the Cowboys to lose ever. I just won't do it. Does a top 5 pick when you have no chance of making the postseason sound amazing? Of course it does. You guys know that very, very, very well. Like, sure, I'm telling you right now, you would love to replay last season and get that second overall pick and secure Jaden Daniel. Like, it's amazing, right?
Oh,
that's actually a pretty sweet shirt.
That's a sick shirt.
That's actually a pretty sweet shirt.
I had to get it. I saw Barstool put out. I was like, you know what? I will drop a good 30 bomb out of my paycheck and go get this. And it's comfortable. It doesn't shrink in the wash.
So that's key. But I'll ask both of you here right now. This season's exceeding expectations for you guys, right? It has to be.
Yeah. It as of right now, currently stands absolutely. And I mean, we've talked about this on our show. I've talked about it with a few others, with Lake Lewis. If you guys had told me at the start of the season we'd be 7-4 going into week 12, I would have said, what kind of narcotics are you on? Because I got passed around in the sharing circle because I have like 5 wins here, 7 win, kind of floor. If we draw the rest of the games, we get us that 7-win floor. But I don't see that happening. But I will gladly exceed expectations. And through week 10, Jaden was in the MVP conversation. Granted, early, way early.
Yep.
But Schefter and Greeny and Stephen A. and Orlovsky and Shannon Sharp were saying, as much as this young buck is a rookie, up until that point, he was playing better than Joe Burrow. He was playing better than Jalen Hurts. He was playing better to a degree than Brock Purdy. Although I have Josh Allen right now as my MVP, like 16 touchdowns, like 2 interceptions on the year. But I think outside of Bo Nix and Brock Bowers currently standing, Jane Daniels has locked in that Rookie of the Year handedly.
Yeah, and there's going to be kind of peaks and valleys, right? For a rookie, you're going to have up and down games, right?
Yep.
The more tape that he puts out there, teams are going to be able to adapt and attack him a little bit. I think it's going to show you guys a lot what he can do in the next 3 games, right? He's kind of hitting the valley. Can he then now peak again? So you guys have the team to do it. Are some of your, like, as far as, I know Scary Terry's amazing. I really do. I think he's probably, if I had to pick a player that I'd want to steal from the Commanders, he'd be up there. But I saw an article today about Terry McLaurin, and he lines up at left wide receiver 76% of the time for you guys. 76% of the time, which is top in the NFL. He doesn't line up anywhere else. The closest to him, I think, was DJ Moore from the Chicago Bears, who's at 59% at left wide out. So stuff like that, I feel like could maybe limit Jaden Daniels. Like Cliff Kingsbury's been known to he did that with DeAndre Hopkins in Arizona. So it's like, you got to get a little bit of creative with him. Like, have you guys felt in the last few games, this last 2 games skid, that have you seen a little bit of chinks in the armor at all with Jaden Daniels in the offense?
Justin, take it away while I pull up some stats.
I mean, not really. I mean, I feel like Cliff fails to get Terry involved sometimes. I mean, it all depends the week. It depends his play style. Like 1 week we could play a run heavy, the next week we're pass heavy. I think Cliff has to do a better job of getting Terry involved.
Right.
And just like with the other Brown receivers, Tsunami Brown, Noah Brown. I feel as he just makes them run the route and hope for the best. It's not like we're doing like a jet reverse, trickery play or something like that,
Well, sorry, I thought you were about to go on stats there. I guess like my other thought too, outside of your offense and getting Terry McLaurin involved, like what obviously getting more tape on Jaden Daniels in the NFL helps, but what do the Cowboys need to do to make sure that Jaden Daniels doesn't have a career game this Sunday?
And it's an early game too. It's 10 a.m. So you guys, where are you guys on the East Coast? Are you guys, or what time are you? You're East Coast?
Yeah,
so you guys got the 1 p.m. game. We have a 10 a.m. game. So we are forced to drink at 10 a.m. this Sunday. Like someone's twisting our arm to force us to drink at 10 a.m. Will we do it for the?
So rough.
Will we do it for the sake of the show? Yeah, we will. We'll show up and we'll crack them if you got them, because that's the only way I can make it through 3 hours of Cowboys football right now. But I'll let you answer Ad's question.
No, well, what you need at 10 a.m. is some mimosas, a little bit of French toast, some pancakes, so you can soak up the alcohol so you're good by 1 o'clock our
Genius.
time. No, double coverage. Every time Terry's been double or even triple covered, he does not produce. Even since the Carolina game, 98 yards, 125 against Chicago, 19 against the Giants, 113 against the Pittsburgh Steelers, 10 against the Eagles. Like, it's so hot and cold.
Yeah.
Like a bad massage, like Deshaun Watson knows how to produce.
I hate Watson. What a pervert.
If that man disappeared off the face of the earth, Cleveland would be celebrating. Not the front office, but Cleveland would. But it's so back and forth, and I get you want to throw Terry the long ball because Jaden has a really good deep pass. We've seen it this season to De'Ami Brown, Terry McLaurin a bunch of times, even to I think Luke for a few of them. So he can throw them out. It's just whenever pressure gets in and he can't run, like in that Philly and the Steelers game to a degree, he can't find Terry. Yeah, you're pulling up the stats on screen. It's so hot and miss. Like the start of the season, 17, 22, 152, 112, 53, 98, 125, 19.
Oh, yeah.
Like if you're gonna blue ball me, at least do it consistently. This is ridiculous.
Fantasy managers all around the world who have Terry McLaurin on their team are probably pissed week in and week out. Now they're probably thinking, what's the pattern? This week he's going to go off. Okay, Here we go. What's the pattern?
Yeah, but at some point too, like in the Eagles game there, one catch, like at some point you just got to throw him a contested ball too, right? Like if they're going to try to take him away, Terry's has a good chance at a contested ball, right? But yeah, you're looking at these stats, man. Like he has a chance to either break the game or just kind of disappear, and by no fault of himself.
Okay, so we're talking about Terry McLaurin. So he's hot and cold. So he was cold last week, which means he's going to come out fucking red hot on the Cowboys. So fuck you guys. But bring up Jaden Daniels stats for me here, because my original question is, what do the Cowboys need to do to shut down Jaden Daniels? So I just want to kind of look at Jaden Daniels week-to-week stats. But, you know, as teams are getting more tape on him, you know, what are the Cowboys looking at right now, and how do we make sure that fucking Jaden Daniels doesn't Joe Burrow us and get in that MVP conversation again?
There's his stats right there.
Okay.
They're up on the board.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I hate to say it, but in a roundabout way, they have to take away Terry.
Yeah.
In a roundabout way, yeah, I mean, he's averaging what is that? 250, 260 yards a game.
Yep.
I mean, he won't throw a lot of passing touchdowns, which I think coming into the game or coming into the season, we knew he wasn't going to be a Joe Burrow with Dak Prescott kind of thrower in the pocket. He was going to get mobile. But 10-3 going into week 12 against a really good Eagles defense, a really good Steelers defense, a really good Baltimore defense. He has, what is that, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception against those 3 defenses, and I think 2 on the ground. But you guys got to limit Terry. I think if you can get him in the backfield and he doesn't break a whole lot of tackles, like what TJ Watt did, like when Brandon Graham, and what the Eagles did, you guys can get him down for a few sacks. So I think just limiting his first 2 options and not letting the run game get super heavy is going to help you guys. Now, if you let up the run game like you guys normally do, then I can't help you there.
It's true, though. It's true. And you're going to see a heavy dose. Right now, your lead backs, the man, the myth, the legend, that one video of Brian Robinson running out to the 50 Cent song, like that shit goes fucking hard. He's your guys' lead back right now, right?
Yeah.
By a lot. Has Eckler been a good addition at all?
I think as a rotation piece, absolutely. I think that's what he was going to do, was be a rotation piece. And especially when Brian's been out, like 3 games this season he's missed. He hasn't played all the games. But he has 524 yards on the ground, 7 touchdowns. He's averaging 4.5 runs a carry. His longest this season is 40 yards, and then he's got another about 100 through the air. But Eckler, on the other hand, is kind of that rotation piece. We need a 333 on the ground, 4 touchdowns, averaging 5 yards a carry, and has another 350 yards through the air. So he won't have his 1,000-yard season, but he'll have 1,000 all-purpose yards,
which is that's pretty good. You'll take that. You'll take that from anyone. One thing that I think that the Commanders have to do to win the game is they have to just show up there.
Show up
and put their helmets on and their pads on. No, but all kidding aside, the Dallas Cowboys have trailed a crazy amount this year. A crazy amount. I can't remember a game. I think the Browns game might be the last time where early in the game they trailed. Even in the Pittsburgh game where they won, they trailed a good part of the game. But the Cowboys have yet to play with a lead. Is Cooper Rush able to get a lead? He improved from his first start from 44 passing yards. I mean, anyone's going to improve from that. But he threw a bunch of yards. He threw over 50 times against the Houston Texans, which no one wants to see. But I'm just would be interested to see if the Cowboys can get a lead against the Commanders, how that could shape the game. Another funny thing is it's the battle of the shitty stadiums. Like AT&T is just the newer shitty stadium, but you have the ceiling falling, the roof falling off. Yeah. You have the sun killing people, it seems like. And then you have the figuratively and literally shitty stadium of the Washington Commanders where it sprays shit at people. And the railing falls out and a fan almost kills Jalen Hurts. So it's like, that's kind of like a side story, the battle of the shitty stadiums. Like, which stadium is going to kill a person first? The new, the galactic battle star of the Dallas Cowboys or the old shitty barn? Like, whose odds are you? What odds do you have for what barn's going to kill a person first?
Probably M&T Bank Stadium, considering some fans decided to beat up two Commanders fans.
That was crazy, man. The guy did get caught. Did you see that?
No.
Okay, so after the Commanders Ravens game, there was this guy, this big, he looked like a pretty big dude, just walking around like looking for a fight. There's these two Washington Commanders fans just walking, and the guy essentially assaulted them and knocked both of them out cold. And then he's like, I never lose.
While someone is like Instagram living the video.
Oh yeah, no, I saw that.
You saw that guy?
Yeah. I thought it was a Ravens fan.
Yeah, it was a Ravens fan.
Yeah.
Ravens fan.
And
clear.
We talked about we talked about that.
Yeah.
We talked about that. That was insane. The guy did get caught, and he has a very good chance of going to jail for a long time. Like, I don't understand this. It's a football game, man. Like, it's at the end of the day, it's a football game.
He had to have been drunk out of his mind.
Maybe on something else.
14.
Yeah.
He might have been on 14 grams of crack. I don't know what he was on.
It is Baltimore.
It is Baltimore. Because that was because Twitter blew up. They were like, oh, what's this guy looking like?
The internet sleuths went. The internet sleuths went.
Man.
And rightfully so. Rightfully so. You know, you don't want to go to a football game in a adjacent or in a rival city. They're not even really rivals, but you go out of your way to spend tickets and visit the city to watch a football game to have fun, and then you get attacked by this fucking goon, this big goon, right? But hopefully he goes to jail and gets his ass handed to him, essentially.
Man, I hope so. He might be afraid for the people in prison because they might like a few rapper names. I won't name them just because I'm not trying to get this taken down.
Hey man, this is the Cowboys CanFan show, intoxicated and uncensored. Man, you say whatever the hell you want. There is no rules.
I know prisoners in the DMV that listen to a little bit of Diddy, a little bit of R. Kelly, a little bit of just Stevie Wonder because they can't see out of their left or right eye.
This is the prison talk portion of the show.
It is, or what I call the Philly special.
Yeah, the Philly special definitely
is going to prison. But no, our stadium it's awful right now. Josh Harris and crew have put in, I think, close to $1 billion in renovations through the piping system, through the kiosks, new video boards. I think it was the Chicago game. We had like light shows going on, which we never had under Dan. But no, AT&T Stadium is a thing of beauty. My folks went down there last year for the Giants-Cowboys game. They had a great time. That place is nice. However, based on that, and Justin, we were talking about this in our group chat, the RFK Stadium site was approved in Congress, so that's one step closer to getting RFK back for Washington. Yeah, we charge exorbitant prices at Northwest Stadium.
Man, it's actually
because we're winning.
Well, it's pretty crazy. Like, Still very reasonable prices. Like you got to realize, as Cowboys fans, it's very hard to.
Oh, this is like what? So we're looking.
This is Washington.
I know. So what we're looking here right now at, if section 439 at 121.
If the Cowboys were good. If the Cowboys were good.
We're like, oh my goodness, let's grab those seats right now.
But I always look whenever there's a game in Washington and the Cowboys are playing. I always look because for the longest time it'd be the cheapest place to go watch a game. These are up. Yeah. Almost double, if not more. Like for the nosebleeds, I'd say these are maybe not double, but pretty close to double. So have you guys made it out to a game before? I think I asked you this the last time.
I was out there last year, Vikings Commanders, and we really should have won that game. That's neither here nor there. But I met Justin. I saw a few of the other fellas. I was going to go to the Steelers game this season, but tickets got out of hand, and I just could not get a chance to go out there. But I'm trying to go next year, and if not, I will go to a training session.
Oh, nice.
Next season. I was going to go again this year, but plans just did not work. And I'm like, of all the times I want to go, it's the 2 times I can't go. Great.
Well, I mean, tickets still affordable if you're a Commanders fan. Get out there because
that's true.
I mean, even if you have a chance of getting sprayed by a shit bomb or attacked by a falling railing, you could still go watch a game for not a crazy price. So that's just a fun little thing to look at.
Cowboys fans right now, and it's not a thing it's a thing to possibly celebrate when you're doing bad. You're not having to pay the price, but you're paying the price of watching a shitty Cowboys team. Quick question for you guys as well. This is from our boy Marquet, who got schooled on our live stream on Monday night. He goes, how many turnovers will Rush have? Over under 1.5? Question mark. What do you guys think? Actually, sorry, we'll go higher or lower. Higher than 1.5 or lower than 1.5?
Justin, you go first. I got to think on this.
Okay, well, while you guys are thinking about that, we're just going to take a quick moment to hit our sponsor of today's episode, Underdog Fantasy Sports. And then when we come back, I want to know if it's higher or lower on Cooper Rush turnovers 1.5.
What is Underdog Fantasy? It is the place to play if you're a sports fan looking to win money while watching sports, with over 5 million happy players and $2 billion won. What? Underdog makes it fun and easy to cash in on all your favorite athletes' performances. Compete against other players just by selecting higher or lower on 2 or more players' stats, and you could win up to 1,000 times your money. What? Yeah, that's 1,000 times your money.
How much?
1,000 times your money to turn every touchdown into a win with Underdog. Now, guys, we've done Underdog a few times. We have been very biased, and that's why, we've been not as successful as we could have been, okay? You can either pick the standard method where all three of your picks have to be correct, or you can flex it and either get 2 correct to win just a little bit amount of money, or 3 correct to win a little bit more amount of money. The real cool thing that you can do with football specifically is the Red Zone Rush. It's a game you won't find anywhere else. Just pick whether or not a player will score a touchdown by swiping right for yes and left for no. What is this, the Tinder of football apps? Yes, it is. It's as simple as that. Plus, your entry will automatically be boosted, and you'll get a 51% profit boost when you play. I mean, come on, you guys.
Love it.
Join over 5 million fans that are already playing on Underdog with their champs game. You could win money by making entries with your favorite players. Trust us, it's fun. Ask Bot G, he knows. And you could also win up to 1,000 times your money just by choosing higher or lower on player stats like passing yards, interceptions, touchdowns, and more. Underdog is the place to play champions. So sign up and deposit now using our promo code. That's CanFan, CANFAN, to get up to 1,000 in bonus cash. What's that, Adam?
1,000 in bonus cash.
With promo code CanFan, CANFAN, on Underdog Fantasy website or app. Also this season, there's going to be a special promo or bonus almost every single day, like Profit Boost, pump up your winnings, and just a tap when you apply the boost to eligible entries. Discount. You'll get adjusted projections on certain player stats to give you a better shot at a big George W. and free picks. They're basically a sure thing. A player just has to get higher than 0.5 touchdowns for that selection to win. Plus, all new users get a free pick Yeah. Go to there, underdogfantasy.com or the Underdog Fantasy app, and you must be 18 years or older, 19 plus in Alabama or Nebraska, 19 plus in Colorado for some games, 21 plus in Massachusetts and Arizona, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Void in Colorado. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. Arizona 1-800 next step. That's 1-800-639-8783 or text next step to 53342 New York. Call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-8778 Hope New York or text Hope New York at 467-369. Okay.
And we're back.
We are back. We're so fucking back.
Okay, higher or lower Cooper Rush turnovers? John, go ahead. What do you think? 1 point over.
I'm gonna be a man of the people. I'm gonna go with my guy Alex. I'm gonna go with Andrew. I'm gonna go with the higher. I think Rush will have a fumble and an interception. We are dying for interceptions on this team, so I think he will throw a pick.
Justin with an H. What do you think? Higher or lower for 1.5 turnovers from Coop Rush?
Higher. I got 3. I got an interception. He's going to be pressured. He's going to throw a complete terrible pass. It's going to be intercepted. I got a tip. That's going to be another interception and a fumble. Because why not for the strip sack?
Yep.
Did any of those turnovers go for touchdowns? Is any of the 3? I mean, there's one of those has to go for either a pick 6 or a scoop and score.
Well, hey, with the 29th ranked defense, I can't see a pick 6 happening.
They might Daniel Jones themselves and trip over.
They might dunk on us with Deron Bland getting the history or record-breaking interception pick 6 of last season. They might dunk on Coop Rush and get a pick 6 this weekend.
Well, what do you think? Higher or lower for Cooper Rush?
Fucking Cooper Rush is doing 3. He's throwing 3 interceptions, and he's definitely fumbling the ball. So I'm a hundo P higher.
Well, I'm going to give you
4
guys...
fucking turnovers. 4 turnovers would almost be like, if we're going to have Cooper Rush only have 4 turnovers, that's a win for us.
If he gets 3, if Cooper Rush has 3 turnovers, Trey Lance is coming out. 1 hundo P. But I'm going to give you guys all a very higher successful rate by going the under. I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna use invert.
The lower?
Sorry, the lower. What did I say?
The under.
Okay, the lower. We're going the lower because whatever I say is always wrong when it comes to any type of selection of odds. So Cooper Rush under 1. Did I say it right?
Yeah.
Under 1.5. Lower 1.5.
Lower than 1.5.
Underdog Sports, baby. We love it, guys. All right, it's been a blast having you on. We need to now get into some serious business here. This is where it all comes down. Ad, are you gonna write down on AJ's scratch pad?
Fucking 6 scratch pad.
This thing, what has he got going on here? But this is what we do at this segment of the show, fellas. We like to go through, give score predictions. So all 4 of us will go through, give our score prediction, and then we reverse order, do a bold prediction. And we need bold. Like it can't be Terry McLaurin 100 yards and a touchdown. No, that's not bold. That should happen. Okay, so we need something bold. So, and it can be crazy because if something crazy happens and you called it, well, now you get to clip it for content, and that's what this game is all about. You know how many times we've hit bold predictions this year?
0.
0. So that's a whole lot of 0 content being made. But we will start off with Justin with an H with your score prediction for this Sunday's game: Cowboys at Washington Commanders.
30-10.
Okay, that's
30-10 Cowboys. Okay.
I mean, it seems pretty safe.
No,
I like that's a good pick.
30-10 Commanders.
Oh,
correct?
and sorry, guys, sorry. And if you correctly get the score prediction, we will send you some CanFan.
We will send you a Philly Sucks t-shirt.
No, they get a CanFan.
They'll get a Philly. Well, why would they not want a Philly Sucks shirt?
Okay, we'll also give them a Philly Sucks shirt, but they're getting CanFan.
Yeah, obviously. But even though they're talking shit about Canada,
a which? I didn't hear that.
Tee.
A sweat tee?
Swift shirt.
Yeah.
Swift shirt.
What the fuck do you think we are? Some big corporation? You get a T-shirt, dude.
Crack 'em if you got 'em.
30-10. Now we'll send. Now that you called out a sweatshirt, we'll send you a sweater.
I thought he said a Swift T-shirt, like a Taylor Swift shirt.
We could also do that. All right.
That's what I said.
Oh yeah, so he did say that. We don't. Hey, this isn't the gosh darn Kansas City Chiefs. This is Cowboys CanFan. You're getting Cowboys CanFan merch. You're getting Cowboys CanFan or Crack 'em if you got 'em shirt. Because I haven't heard you, Justin with an H. I haven't heard you say Crack 'em if you got 'em once on this episode. But I was going to be nice and give you guys a Philly Sucks t-shirt because being a division rival,
everybody
hates Philadelphia.
Come on now.
But you know what, Justin with an H?
Philly.
Justin with an H, you get a Cowboys CanFan shirt 100%.
So his score prediction is 30-10. John, we're going to move to you now. What is your? I'm dying over here. What is your score prediction?
John with no H. What's your score prediction?
Or as y'all done last time, yawn. Since we don't mention the first month of the year around these parts, I'm going 35-20.
Okay. Wow. All right.
Going 35-20. I think it'll stay close just because we're getting back into sorts. Some guys are still injured, and then second half comes out, and it's just off to the races.
Well, I do want to confirm you're both picking Washington to win, right?
Okay. Come on now.
Okay, just hey, gotta clarify.
Got to clarify.
Cowboy show, gotta clarify.
All right, write my name there, little fella. Okay, I have to. I mean, I'll never pick against the Cowboys, naturally, even if I have to eat my words. I can't see the Cowboys scoring more than 20 points. I just have a hard time seeing that. But at the same time, I can't see Washington being held to under 20. So I'm in this weird catch 22, but this is the fun aspect of it. 24 Cowboys, 24-20. 24-20. You guys miss a conversion on a kick. I'm going 24-20. And there's some ways that you could score a couple touchdowns and get a couple field goals to get that. So I'm going 24-20. Am I confident in that? No, I'm zero. I have almost zero confidence in that pick. That's why it's probably going to work.
Okay. I'm going to go 27-24 Cowboys.
Ooh.
Just because remembering the
fuck is that?
That's just
that's a 7?
That's a 7.
7. Okay, that's a 7.
Hey, this is way more
no, it's legible. It's
than
definitely legible.
fucking Wayjay.
I don't even want to look at it.
But looking at your guys' scores throughout the season so far, 27-24 for a division game is definitely possible.
Yeah, but have they played Cooper Rush?
Okay, so I was going to say.
Cooper big time rush?
My score prediction is based off of Dak Prescott coming out. All of a sudden, he's back from the hamstring surgery.
What is he, Stone Cold Steve Austin?
Yeah,
100%.
Out on the.
He comes in. He's good. Dak Prescott with a fucking cast on his leg could probably fucking get a 27-24 score here.
Better chance than Cooper Rush. Yeah. Okay. So now we got our score predictions. Now we're gonna revert. Okay.
29th ranked defense versus a 31st ranked defense. So 27-24 seems very.
Feels like we're all kind of picking low scores here.
Yeah. Well, except for
30-10. I think
30-10 is a low score for you.
Well. Yeah, considering what we've been seeing.
I feel like John, aka Juan, is thinking 35-20. He was a little bit nicer than us.
Sorry, 35-20. Okay. Okay, 35-20.
Okay.
Yeah, that.
Okay, so let's go.
Your guys' scores are looking, in my mind, a little bit more probable. Yeah, definitely more probable. Okay, let's hear your boldies. Let's go.
Okay, no, don't get me on the bolds.
It goes reverse.
I know. Okay, bingo reverse. Here we go.
Bingo reverse. You went last.
Okay.
So guess what happens on the bold prediction?
Okay, so Micah Parsons is going to get 2 sacks.
I told these guys it has to be bold.
Plus, he's going to get a forced fumble.
Okay, two sacks, forced fumble.
Overshown is going to get the fumble recovery for a touchdown.
Okay, very specific.
That's how I do it.
Almost too specific because it's going to be hard for that to happen. You don't have to be that specific either, guys.
You don't have.
You could have said 2 sacks, forced fumble. One of the fumble gets returned for a touchdown. That would have been bold enough because that's still pretty hard to do. But Ad wanted to try to get that content by saying Overshown picks it up, scoop and score.
Well, because sometimes
you know what? I really like Overshown though. He was really good coming out of college, and I wanted him. And you guys drafted him. I was like, I hate y'all for this.
He's fun to watch. He's been the one glimmering hope on the defense.
Okay, Anth, give us your lame prediction here.
Well, I just got to go back to our guy Deron Bland. This is based off. I get to do what you did. If he doesn't end up playing on Sunday, I get to redo mine pregame.
He fucking better be playing. If
Deron Bland plays, 2 interceptions, 1 taken back to the house, baby. Let's go, baby. That'll be the only thing to give a little excitement.
Yeah.
2 picks, 1 pick 6. And would a pick 6 in his return after being out for 2.5 months be bold enough? Yeah, but I turned the heat up on that prediction. So we're going 2 picks, 1 return for a tug.
Possibly 1980 says my bold prediction is Cooper Rush throws for 400 yards and throws 0 touchdowns.
Possibly. What are you? I think possibly on 14 grams right now. Come on.
Okay, John, we got you up now, my guy.
Alrighty. Well, it clearly won't be any of those happening. I'm going to go Cooper Rush throws 3 interceptions and 1 pick six.
Jeepers. I do like the ones where it's where you target the other team's player, which we don't do enough. I do like that. I like that. Cooper Rush, you fuck. All right, Justin with an H. What do you got?
I'm so upset already by that fucking bold prediction because it feels like it's an accurate prediction.
Yeah.
We said bold predictions, not accurate predictions, John.
I hope after the second interception he's benched.
Gosh, John with no H, you fucking killing me here, dog. Okay, Justin with an H, what's up? What's your boldy?
Commanders running backs will score 4 touchdowns by 3 different running backs.
Oh my
E-Rob will
goodness.
score 2. Eckler gets 1. McNichols gets 1.
Wow.
CeeDee Lamb gets, hear me out, just because you're a Cowboy fan, CeeDee Lamb gets 75 yards, and he also is Benjamin St. Grabby Juice for a touchdown. That is your only touchdown the whole game.
That's fair.
That's, very specific, and we like specific. We had a Tampa Bay fan on the one time, and we told him to pick a bold prediction, and it was something like, Levante David has 6 tackles. I was like, dude, what the fuck is that?
It was like
bold, not accurate.
Yeah, exactly.
Put yourself out there, man. Like, come on, we're not trying to guess what's happening. We're trying. Hey, Justin with an H, I like that. That's going out there. That's going bold, baby. That's going really bold.
So it was Lamb's our
75,
only TD.
yeah, 75 yards. Not a 75-yard touchdown, but 75 yards with a touchdown. And you said it's against the Canadian?
Yeah.
Yep. Benjamin St. Grabby Juice.
Man,
He'll
that's
get
like
at least 2 PIs.
Wasn't he good, like decent last year? Like he was one of your guys' lone shining points? Like he wasn't bad. Forbes was your shitty player last year, wasn't he?
Yeah, Forbes was bad. BSJ is good for like incompletions and pass defenses, but when it comes to red zone defense, he is as good as Stevie Wonder. He's nowhere to be found. I've seen ice skaters with better defensive coverage than BSJ.
I would like to see an ice skater on a football field. I would love to watch that.
Our boy Rolando Rodriguez in the chat says Cowboys CanFan, the rookie quarterback throws 3 interceptions and Cowboys win. Go Cowboys. That's his boldy.
That's a lot of shotguns.
I like that boldy.
So we do shotgun.
Ronaldo.
We shotgun anytime the Cowboys get a turnover. We will shotgun a drink.
Hey, and it's a 10 a.m. game. That means we are going to be shotgunning.
But we have a week off after that. We travel to Texas. We travel to Texas next day.
Some would say that's the start of our trip, that Sunday game.
It is. You're not wrong. And you know what, guys? This was an amazing main event. Again, you've shouted your socials out again. Let's get them out there for anyone that's still kicking around in chat.
Hey man, you already know if you're watching this live at Ball and Birdie Podcast 2022 on our YouTube, on the road to 500 subscribers, want to get there by Christmas, if not New Year's. So that's my Christmas wish. But at Ball and Birdie Podcast, Twitter, on TikTok and Instagram at BIB Podcast 22 on Twitter, because X hates long usernames and I am not paying for Twitter Plus or whatever it's called.
Guys, get these guys to 500. I know they're Washington Commanders fans, but hey, it's all love. We're all doing the same thing. We love football. We love shooting the shit. We love getting these guys on, and we're going to get them on again before the season finale against these Washington Commanders. It's going to be a good one. Again, it's football Sunday. Even as bad as it's good, it's like pizza. Even when it's bad, it's still at least kind of good, right? So, again, appreciate you guys. Appreciate chat. Appreciate the man that runs this goddamn show right beside me on my left. Bandwagon Boy 1 here. Hey, and crack him if you got him, son.
Crack him if you got him. And you know what? We will be live 1 hour. Crack him if you got him. We will be live 1 hour before the show.
Before the game.
Before the game. Our show will go live 1 hour before the game on Sunday. The Ballin' and Burgundy boys, you better show up in the chat. Maybe we'll even bring you on during halftime. I don't know.
Yeah.
Chris
if you guys have time, if you guys want to, we could get you on game day.
Let us know. But yeah, go ahead, follow the boys, and see you guys Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is where we awkwardly just sit here, and then I go.
Oh, I'll dance if you want me to dance.
Yeah, dance. John with no H.